All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawah, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to my apostles and others, great millstone, and salutations to all Akim, my dead pushing the truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners. I'm the brother Shamar Moss from GMS Miami. All right, coming to you, Akim, with another live stream. Okay, through the spirit and power, Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Know as well, this video will be edifying to the body. All right, it serves as a comfort. Okay, as well as reproof, rebuke, correction, and exhortation. All right, to you occupy their push this work and all truth and sincerity. Okay, as you see the title, it says despise no man in his youth. Okay, which the spirit has literally has been on me the past few days, and that phrase has just been running through my mind and running through my mind, and through the spirit, I put it on wax for you brothers, okay, and precepts that have been running through my mind. As of late, I've been going back through Samuel's and rereading the life of King David, okay, and one thing that stuck out to me was when Samuel ended up getting to King David's home, his father's home, the house of Jesse, and he was looking for that king that the Lord would send to be anointed for the nation of Israel. Okay, and all of King David's brothers came through, right? And the Lord didn't choose none of them. Okay, and it was like, all right, who else is left, man? Okay, so the last one who was left was actually David. So that's where we're gonna start. So let me switch over to the screen. We're gonna start there. All right, so boom. All right, this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children? And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. All right. Um, so here, like I said, all David's brothers done got, ran through trying to figure out who it was, and the Lord was just refusing all of them. And and Samuel at that time was, basically looking at statues and stuff like that, whoop de whoop. But the Lord basically told Samuel that he don't look on the outwards appearance, he look into the heart. All right. So verse 12. And he said, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was ready and withal of a beautiful countenance and goodly to look to. And the Lord Yahawah said, arise, appoint him, for Salakia. And the Lord Yahawah bahasham Yahshua said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. Okay. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the spirit of the Lord Yahawah came upon David from that day forth. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. Okay. So when you see here, man, you see what? That David being the youngest one, he was the one that was chosen, all right, from the heavens, all right, to rule over Israel, man. Okay, it wasn't because of his statue, okay, how high, how tall, okay, how built he was, how much days he lived on the earth. Okay, he was chosen of the Lord because of his mind, man, his heart. Okay, the sincerity that was in his mind. And as we know, the scriptures tell us that what? King David was a man after the Most High's heart. Okay, and guess what? He was a young man. Okay, so like I said, this video is not it's basically to be edifying and to exhort, all right, reprove and rebuke, all right, any brothers that has been given an evil eye to a younger brother or whatnot, or comfort to younger brothers, all right, or whatnot. But yet, this video is not to have any younger brothers out there walking around all lofty and high-minded, thinking themselves to be something that they're not, man. Okay, just because you might have broke down a precept before anybody else in your camp knew the precept, or you was able to break it down, or the Spirit reveals something to you that wasn't revealed to somebody else. Okay, it's not for you to get lost in your mind thinking you on some level, man. Because if you do that, then you'll get lost. As the scriptures say, uh, 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 knowledge puffeth up, and being a novice or whatnot, man. You still a novice, man. Okay, we all still novices, man. All right, learning under apostles, man. Okay, but yeah, at the end of the day, this man was young, okay, and he was chosen of the Lord. Let's move on, man. And you gotta remember too, all of us at a point in time we were young as well, man. Okay, when we came into, a lot of us came into this truth young, man. Young, man. All right. No younger than what 15 brothers have been coming into this truth, man. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 44, and I'll start at verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Uh, and hey, that's another point too, man. Jacob was the younger, and the Lord chose him. Okay. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah that made thee and formed thee from the womb, okay, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. Right. So the Lord have chosen us from the womb, man. Okay. All right. From the womb, he have chosen us, man. All right. He has selected us from the foundations of the world, man. All right. And here it is. Some brothers, they be young, and like I said, they receive certain things. Okay. And it's not, it's really not up to you to sit there and give that brother evil eye or put that brother off on some, shut your ass up, don't say nothing type shit. Yeah, there's balance and there's order to it, because at the end of the day, the scriptures tell you to, you're supposed to keep your words few and short in the body of others, man. Okay, and if you find yourself to be a younger brother, when you get around brothers that have been in this faith longer than you, you are supposed to have few words, man. All right, but yet then again, just like the Spirit of the Lord have chosen those older brothers, all right, the Spirit of the Lord have chosen you as well to do the same thing that those other brothers are doing, which is to do what? Push this truth and all truth and sincerity, man. Okay, and it's not really right for somebody who's been in this truth over longer than a young man to look at that young man in any evil eye, man, because he's what, younger. That's not right. Okay, because at the end of the day, the Lord does the choosing, man, and he chose that young brother the same way he chose you, man. And if you find yourself looking at a younger brother with an evil eye or with a disgust taste in your mouth, so to say, you need to check yourself, because that's a demon, man. Okay. Isaiah 49:1. And it reads, listen, O islands, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord Yahawah hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name. And that goes for all of us, man. Okay. And in this particular sense, to the younger brothers as well, man. Just like the Lord had called us from the wombs and from the bowels of our mother, our names was made mention to be prophets and ordained. It's the same thing with those young brothers, man. Perfect example, King David, man. He was young, man. He was the youngest out of his brothers, and he was the one to be anointed to be king, man. Look at King Solomon, man. King Solomon actually told the Heavenly Father, he's young. How is he to be able to rule over the Lord's people? He asked the Lord for wisdom, and then he ended up becoming the wisest king of Israel, man. But again, he was young, man, at the time where he was given that office to rule over the nation, man. Okay. Moving on to Jeremiah 1. All right, Jeremiah was also a young man going forth before a people of just none but rebellion, man. Okay, Jeremiah 1:5. Behold, I formed thee in the belly, Salaki. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Ah, Lord power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. Let's look up what that word child means, man. Okay. Nair, Naira, a boy, lad, servant, youth. All right, retainer, boy, lad, youth. Okay. So he was a what? Young man. Okay, he was youth. He was a youth. He was young. He was young, man. Okay, he was young, a boy. Okay. That's heavy too, because I got well, I gotta pull it up. I forgot to pull it up, man. The example of Yahawashi as well, man. Okay, when you go into the lexicon, it tells you a boy. Okay, it is used both of a newborn child, and it gives you the precepts there, as well as of a young man of about 20. All right, 20. All right, and, young man. Okay, so it was he was a young boy, man. He was young. All right, and the Lord sent him out to go unto a body of people, man. Okay, and guess what? And guess what the nation of Israel did to Jeremiah at his when he was yet a child, when he was sent forth? They despised him, man. They despised him. They refused to take heed to his words, all right, and whatnot. And guess what ended up happening to the nation of Israel, man? Okay, they were all that judgment that was supposed to come onto him ended up coming upon him, man, by the words of Yahweh bahasham Yahawashi through Jeremiah the prophet, man, which was when he started a young man. All right, verse 7. But the Lord Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord Yahawah. All right, and that's supposed to be a faith booster to your younger brothers too, that probably have been watching these videos. All right, starting with the apostles for however much months or years you've been watching, man. Okay, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. We are in the time where you have to actually get off your ass and put your hand forth to the plow and not look back and put in your labors, all right, and do the work yourself as well, man. Every man have to work out their own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Okay, and you have to have it in your mind that uh you could go do the work and the Lord is going to be with you, man. He's going to deliver you out of every situation, man. Whether it's if you live with your parents and they don't like what you do, you have that faith and you pray and you pray and you use subtlety and you supplant to do what you gotta do in the name of Yahawashi. He's gonna stand guard for you, man. Okay, and there ain't gonna be nobody that's able to say nothing to you, man. Okay. Verse 9. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and the Lord Yahawah said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. All right. Moving on. Jeremiah, still like it, John 15 and 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, uh, he may give it to you. He may give it you. All right. So we've been chosen from the beginning of the world, man. It's just from the foundation. I say this about myself humbly, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, I am where I am right now, and I pray that Yahawashi keeps me in his good graces and in this lot to the end, and I endure to the end, man. All right, and if so, it's going to prove that I've been chosen from the foundations of the world as well, as alongside the apostles, All right, the elders and you brothers over me and you younger brothers that's behind me, man. We've all been chosen, man. Okay? As long as we endure and we do what we are supposed to do, okay, in the sights of Yahawashi, which is to get better and better as the days progress, man. Okay. So it's like if it's the same thing for us, being however long we've been in this truth, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years, it's the same thing for the younger brothers that coming in, man. It shouldn't, like I said again, it shouldn't be no evil eye being looked against towards them, man, because they're of a young stature, all right, because they're young, okay, because they probably, you know, immature here and there, but we see spiritually they have certain things spiritually that the Lord have bestowed to them, and it's up to us to help guide them aright into the right path, just like the apostles guided us, man. Okay, not to despise them, okay, because whatever. All right. Before I go on, let me get this thing where it was. Yeah, how was shy. Let's see, doctors. Yep, Luke 2 and and I started Luke 2 and 41. Now his parents went to, and this is the parents of who? Yahawashi, man. All right. Put this in red real quick. All right. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, so Yahawashi was a young man. He was 12. He just became a man. All right. So he was what? A young man. All right. They went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days as they returned, the child Yahawashi tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing he had have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him along among their kinfolk and acquaintances. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. Okay, so they were astonished, man. They didn't despise Yahawashi in his youth, man. And Yahawashi didn't let none of them despise him in his youth, man, because he knew what he was saying, man. He knew what he was talking about, man. And if you know what you talking about and you so happen to be young, man, you are not to let any man despise you, man. Okay? And if it comes to it where somebody in your camp is, you could perceive that they despise you and you feel like, you're not in that place to say anything, well, then just, take that low and, before honor come humility, man. You take that low, you humble, you take you suffer wrongfully, all right, and you stay humble about it, and you ask the Lord for that help, and the Lord gonna get you out of that situation, man. Trust and believe that. I know personally, okay? Verse 48. And when they saw him, they were amazed, and his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? What's ye not that I must be about my father's business? Okay, and that was Yahawashi's words, man, that he was by his father's business at a young age, man. All right. And I got one more example, then I get a closing precept. This is in Susanna. All right. And this is this is when Susanna was about to get put to death. This is the book of Susanna, which only has one chapter. All right, verse 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel, who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them towards him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken? So he, standing in the midst of them, said, are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel? Return again to the place of judgment, for they have both for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, come sit down among us and show it us, seeing God had given thee the honor of an elder. Okay, so that the Spirit, the Lord stirred up the Spirit, Holy Spirit of Daniel, which was a young youth at that time. All right, and guess what? The when he said the word that he said, it carried so much weight that the elders told him to come sit amongst them, man. They didn't despise him in his youth, man. All right. And he ain't let them be like, you just young, man. You know, get out of here with what you're saying. And as you go down, okay, Daniel, all right, which was a youth at the time, when everybody else had just went with whatever the wicked high priest at the time, all right, or the two wicked elders at the time had said happen, he rightly judged the whole matter, man, by separating them and interrogating them one at a time, man, until they both exposed the fact that they both were lying, because now there was two different sides of the story, man. Okay. And this is closing precept I get. All right, this is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Okay. So let nobody despise you in your youth, man. But make sure that you be an example of those believers in word and conversation, in charity, in spirit, and faith, and in purity, man. All right. You stick to Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Neotas. If I pronounced it right.
Strong's G 3503. Neates.
I was close. Youthful age. Okay. So yeah, so with that, Lord's will, again, like I said, this video will be edifying. All right. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstones, citations to Allah, keep out there pushing his truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners. Yahawashi, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash, Barakatam, Shalom.